Good morning, lovelies. Welcome to Monday morning. It is Easter Monday. How was your weekend? Regardless if you celebrate or not, you had a long weekend. At the very least, maybe you're lucky enough and you even have it off today, and that's pretty awesome. So, welcome to Monday Mornings Live at 7 a.m. This is I Woke Up Like This, episode 24. I always hesitate to say the episode number because I screw up quite frequently. So, it has already begun. The food police is on the way. In fact, I first saw the signs of it last Thursday, I believe it was, so before the long weekend already started. Earn your chocolate. It's all about portion control. Click here for your free guide. Come join me for the post-Easter chocolate burn. It's time to reset. These are some of the different ads and things that were floating into my inbox before the weekend started. And what boggles my mind is there's all these rules now about how people get added onto a mailing list. And there's a lot of stuff showing up in my inbox right now that I never signed up for. Because I don't sign up for stuff like that because I don't need to be exposed to it. So, let me ask you. Why do we need to earn our food or burn off or pay the consequences for the foods that we decided to indulge on, especially if you happen to be lucky enough to have family nearby or loved ones that you can enjoy those experiences with? Chocolate, forget chocolate, food in general is delicious and meant to be enjoyed. I am a big fan of food of all kinds. And there's a chance that looking at me, you're like, well, yeah, you know, lucky you, you can handle stuff. I was not always like that. And there are things that I do, ways that I exist in my life that help me develop this kind of more easygoing approach with food. So don't get me wrong. I have been there. I have been the one reading the labels, which, by the way, I never fully understood. I have been all about portion control and making sure that, you eat everything in moderation. I have used the earn or burn cues when selling my workouts, which I feel awful about now. I have been counting calories that are going in. I have been counting calories that go out. On the machines. That I realize how that could sound wrong. And so many more other ways that I approached diet and restriction in my life. And at one point, about a year and a half ago, I was like, I am done. I am done with dieting. I danced in this middle ground where I didn't really know where I existed for a while, knowing that there was no way that I could eliminate any type of food, because some of my favorite foods exist in those categories. So I didn't know really what to do with that information. And then I discovered intuitive eating, which has been a life changer. And it starts with rejecting the diet mentality. There's actually 10 principles. I've talked about them before. I've done another episode of I Woke Up Like This. You can find it in the playlist on the YouTube page. I can see if I can find the link for it. Toss it in the comments on the Facebook version of this video. But it starts right there, rejecting the diet mentality, which is where I was at the time that I discovered intuitive eating. It was like the book jumped off on the shelf at me at Chapters. But then it's met with fear and kind of excitement, but a lot of fear. Because suddenly, one of the other principles is you're throwing the rules out the window. There's no more counting. There is no more eliminating. It is all tuning into how you're feeling and making those decisions based on how you were feeling in the moment. Scary, right? It seems like if you feel out of control with food, it feels like you are opening the floodgates for out of controlness. And I'm not going to lie, to a certain extent, that is how it was. When I first started the journey, my all-time favorite snack food, I am addicted to it. I even still am to this day, though I wouldn't call it an addiction, I just call it enjoying it, is popcorn. I am a big fan of popcorn. Like butter, everything, popcorn. I love it. And when I first started my intuitive eating journey, I was like, well, if there's no rules, I can just open it up pop myself some popcorn like daily, nightly, and just do it. And that is what I did. I went completely out of control with the popcorn. And then at some point, didn't take too long, it didn't appeal to me anymore. I mean, it's not that I don't love it still, it didn't feel like it was that thing that I had to have all the time. And this is the way intuitive eating works. It's tuning in to what you are feeling, how you're feeling, and making decisions from that spot of how you are feeling. It may not make sense. You may not be here. I am watching people jumping onto this live and off of it super quickly. And that's okay, because you need to be ready for that kind of mentality where you're constantly surrounded by images, messaging, telling us how we should be living our lives from a health and fitness perspective. And I've taken everything in my business and thrown that out the window, because at the end of the day, you need to be enjoying what you are doing. You need to be enjoying what you're eating, and you don't need to be paying the consequences for it and listening to the food police being like, okay, well, you enjoyed some chocolate this weekend, so now you got to burn it all off. It doesn't work like that, and it doesn't have to work like that. A lot of people take the approach of the everything in moderation diet. It's still a calculation. It is still counting to a certain extent. You are labeling good and bad. You are thinking about the choices that you are making. Throw that out the window. It doesn't need to be this. As soon as you remove those labels, there is nothing that is off the table, and suddenly you are intuitively making those decisions on your own. I am now floating more towards salads and plates of vegetables than I ever have in my life, because my body is telling me that it needs it, because our bodies do need these things to help fuel them for whatever activities we're choosing to do. So all of this coming down to say, I truly hope that you went into this weekend open-minded, open-hearted, enjoying whatever it is that you were enjoying this weekend, whether it was a delicious meal, a few extra chocolates that you snuck from your kid's Easter basket, or if you didn't, that's okay too. It really is. But starting to listen to what you want, when we stop restricting things, when we stop labeling things like chocolate as an indulgence, instead of thinking about it like this is something I could have all the time, it changes your relationship with food. It changes your relationship with what you are choosing to put into your body. Is it a good thing? Is it a bad thing? I don't know. Only you can decide. It's a bit of information. It's a little bit of a different take on the things that are showing up currently in your inbox. But maybe there's something to it. Maybe there is. I have never felt more confident in my life where I am right here, right now, today, ever. Even when I was not very healthy and had a lot of disordered eating with my food, and I reached those goals where I thought everything in my life would be better because I'm a certain size, I'm a certain weight. None of that mattered because I didn't feel in control of what I was doing. I thought I was. I thought I was in control over everything I was doing, but at the end of the day, I wasn't. So I really hope that you take whatever it is you needed out of this video. Because of it being a holiday, I don't know if anybody is up this early. A few people were. Like I said, I saw them hopping off and on. But start learning to appreciate the things that you have. The fact that you can have that piece of chocolate. The fact that you can have that meal, whether it's with family or on your own. These are all beautiful, amazing things to get to have the opportunity to experience. And I truly hope that you find that experience. That you, sorry, I got distracted by something that came up. That you get to just enjoy things, enjoy life. There's nothing that upsets me more than hearing that somebody is missing out on life because they feel like they need to adhere to certain things, certain food restrictions, certain movements in their life. I meet so many people every day that feel like they are missing out on life because of the way they even show up, the way they look, and that is heartbreaking. And it's one of the reasons even that I got into pelvic health, because I know so many women who are missing out on super fun things like going to the trampoline park because they feel like their bladder can't handle it. That's why I do what I do. So yes, my approaches might be a little bit different and they might not always resonate with you, but one day you might come back to this and be like, hey, maybe that made sense. Anyways, thanks so much for tuning in on this Easter Monday. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, post them in the comments. I would love to hear from you. I would love to hear what you want to hear about, what you are thinking about this topic. And aside from that, I hope everyone has an amazing day. Thanks so much for tuning in this morning. And I will see you next Monday at 7 a.m. Have a good one, everyone. Thanks so much. Bye.